Hello and welcome to the Heures Grand Prix of Le Mans. We're going to have 15 teams competing against each other here at Simply Race in Milton Keynes, and you can catch the entire race here live at Simply Race on our YouTube. Good luck to all the competitors. We're about to get qualifying underway. I'm going to pass over to John Dean Smith and Dan McCallum.
Thank you very much, Grant. We get ready to go for qualifying for the Simply Race Le Mans for 2026. 15 cars, 1 lap for each driver. They're going in pod order, almost a spin in the pit lane. We'll overlook that one. And we're going to set them off at about 80-second intervals, so we should be able to keep it going fairly quickly. I'm Dan McCallum, got Dane Baird and John Dean Smith alongside me. They will get to talking about an hour's time when I let them. And we have Kai Rigdon for Internet Invaders, I believe, should be in pod number 1, the first car coming out on track. I know Kai has done a couple of endurance races here before. We have just had a half-hour practice session, which was done in nighttime conditions. Dane, do we know, are we going day into night with this one? What's the... We're going day, not day. It's going to run through quite quickly. Okay, that's good. Kaiser has just sent one of the green bollards into the crowd as he comes through Terre Rouge and on to the Mulsanne.
We had a break board.
Yeah, he's really giving it the big one as he goes on to this outlap. So there is the track map, all 8.5 odd miles of it. So he's coming down towards the first Mulsanne chicane now. And then once we get going, and as well as drivers starting and finishing laps at about 80-second intervals. The first split, by the way, is just before Terre Rouge. The first sector is very, very short. The second sector is basically the Mulsanne straight with the chicanes in its entirety. The second split is just before Mulsanne corner. And then we're going through Indianapolis and Arnage and Porsche curves, starting Corvette and through the 2 Ford chicanes and record them on to finish the lap. So Jack Ashton was quickest in the practice session, did a 3:23, just to give you an idea of the kind of lap times we're expecting. Although... Look, yeah, Jack is one of the last to go. He's in pod 13, so he is going third from last. Aidan Carter was second fastest. He's going second, so we're going to see him straight after Kai's lap. We will give you an idea of what kind of splits Jack and Aidan and everybody else is setting as they go round. John Dean Smith, I'm going to introduce now, fresh from a very big success at the Real Le Mans as the tyre man on the number 23 Aston that finished third in GT3. Having finally got enough decent sleep this week.
Yeah.
John, great to have you with us. First of all, how was Le Mans? It's probably a good time to talk about it. How was your experience at Le Mans this year? It's your second Le Mans this year, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, good afternoon, everybody. It was my second Le Mans this year. It's quite a gruelling slog, pretty much. There's no other way of describing it. You're there for nearly 3 weeks if you're doing the full garage setup and driving the trucks, etc. But it was all worth it in the end. P3 for the 23 car, well deserved. I mean, our car's objective was to score points and be in the top 10, so to get on the podium is unbelievable success in our eyes. But yeah, it was a great couple of weeks. I thoroughly enjoyed myself being out there for the time that I was. Don't get me wrong, I started to feel like I was in fact becoming French and did live in France by the end of it. But no, all very much worth it in the end, and glad to get a decent result out of it, even with the hard work that is involved.
I mean, I know I was just very excited and nervous for you watching the last hour of Le Mans, which coincided with the first half of the Spanish Grand Prix, which was absolutely rubbish, so it gave me something to watch. God knows how you must have felt. Describe your feelings before Kai, getting very leery coming out of Corvette, starts his final lap. Just describe how you felt through sort of the last hour last Sunday afternoon.
Oh, well, Christ. I mean, we looked like we were on for a decent result for sort of most of the race, to be fair. Strategy played out incredibly well. And for certain periods, it looks like we could even push on for the win. So even for sort of the last 6 hours, trying to work out what our strategist was doing and how the race was going to play out, everything was quite nervous, quite jumpy, quite jittery. I mean, that last hour when it looked like we were going to be chased down by the Lexus, I was very much pacing around backwards and forwards, shaking a little bit, expecting the worst, because that Lexus was incredibly quick. So yeah, it was very nerve-wracking, very jittery. I mean, you could see the whole team was on edge, even the guys on the 27 crew. Unfortunately for them, they had a bit of a technical issue. which put them out of the race with only a couple of hours to go. But even the guys on the other car crew, you could see the nervousness, wanting to get a decent result for the team out of this race.
Great, thank you, John. We'll come back and talk more about your Le Mans adventures a bit later on. There's plenty of time for that later on. You can see on your screen now, you can see Kai in the bottom left-hand corner. He's done a 32.7 for the first sector. That's pretty solid, because he did look a bit ragged on his outlap. He's just come through the first chicane now and onto the middle part of the Mulsanne straight.
Yeah, he does appear to have cleaned up his lines and how he's taking each corner now that he's actually got onto his flying lap. He did look a little bit ragged towards the end of that warm-up lap there.
Yeah, I mean, if you think, obviously Le Mans is approximately a 3.5 minute lap, give or take a few seconds depending on what's going on. So if you think a half-hour practice session, which is what we've just had before we went live with you, we're only really getting, what, 8 laps. So unless you are very conversant where Le Mans goes from other sim racing or other gaming that you've done, it's not an easy track to learn when, a bit like the Nürburgring, even more so being a lot longer than Le Mans, you don't get a lot of times going round it to learn it.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, it's such a long track, and I mean, you're looking at, maybe a best of 8 laps. Just if you have no issues, you don't pit to change anything, don't change any tyres. Yeah, a half-hour practice session's not a long amount of time to be able to get your head around the whole size of this circuit and the direction that it goes in.
Yeah, Kai's second split, it's in the 81s, and I know I could see Jack and Aidan Carter were doing in the 79s in the practice, so a little bit further, obviously comes up towards Indianapolis. The same does work both ways in terms of if you have a very short track, it gives you the opportunity to learn it more through more laps. So, for example, if you've got a 1 minute 5 lap and you normally spend your time at Simple Race commentating and then jump into a car going last in qualifying and take pole position, it makes it very, very